Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. He's Hacker.
Talk about a fried egg. I lasted about 5 minutes out there. I said, to heck with this. I'll do this in the morning. And I don't have any inside information. The lady that did it, she got in there. She made it happen.
And he doesn't shy away from opinion.
And I do enjoy drinking cold beer at ballparks. So if that makes me a baseball fan, then I'm a diehard baseball fan.
It's Hacker After Dark on 1010XL.
And a very good Monday evening to you, Jacksonville. It is Hacker After Dark, in for Blue, 1010XL, 92.5 FM with Dylan Denmark. The Hacker Ryan Green with you. Glad you are with us. Back from a Disney vacation. Took the now 6-year-old little hack down there. Had an absolutely terrific time. Took him to Typhoon Lagoon, Denmark. We hit up Epcot. We hit up the Magic Kingdom. I hit up my wallet for a lot of things, Mickey Mouse related, but the 6-year-old had a great time, really enjoyed himself, and at the end of the day, that is what it is all about. But I'm happy to be back with you, happy to be back here in the city of Jacksonville, talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars. Rookie minicamp in the rearview mirror. OTAs for the Jacksonville Jaguars begin next Monday. I'll be out there a week from today. Certainly looking forward to that. But we got a lot to discuss tonight on Hacker After Dark. It's going to be a busy week here. We're in for Blue all week. Of course, Wednesday, the NFL schedule gets announced. I know a lot of people are certainly looking forward to that. We got news from all over the National Football League, and I have a thought about Travis Hunter and how he's already paying dividends for the Jacksonville Jaguars, which I'll expand on in one moment. Guest lineup tonight looks like this. My buddy Brian Sexton, Jaguars.com, will join us in less than 15 minutes. Brian was out there Saturday at rookie minicamp. We'll talk to Brian about Travis Hunter, about the decision that James Gladstone and Liam Cohen and Tony Baselli made to secure the services of Travis Hunter. We'll talk about the rest of the draft picks as well with Brian Sexton of Jaguars.com. Also at the top of the 7 o'clock hour, Jamal St. Cyr of Channel 4 will join us to talk more about the Jacksonville Jaguars. We will keep you updated in the 7 o'clock hour as well about the NBA Draft Lottery, or better be described this year as the Cooper Flag Draft Lottery, because whoever gets the number one pick will take the star from Duke. The draft lottery is scheduled to take place a little after 7 o'clock tonight. And once that lottery is official, we will let you know the results and, more importantly, let you know where Cooper Flag is going to be playing his NBA basketball for the foreseeable future. We're with you till 8 o'clock. R.J. Saunders has open gym tonight from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. So we got you 4 more hours of local programming here tonight on 1010XL, taking you all the way up to 10 o'clock East Coast time. Every night here on Hacker After Dark, we do kick it off with a big deal of the night and Dylan Denmark. Let's do that right now.
Time now for the big deal of the night.
What's the big deal?
What is the big deal? No big deal. It is a big deal.
On Hacker After Dark.
So, being in Orlando, or the Walt Disney World Resort, I guess, for the last 5 days, one thing was very apparent to me very, very quickly. I'm a company guy, right? I was repping the 1010XL gear down there, repping the Hacker After Dark apparel, and had some Jacksonville Jaguar stuff as well that I wore down there, hats, shirts, etc. In fact, I have a shirt, Denmark. One of my Disney go-tos has Mickey Mouse in a Jaguar uniform. Very, very exciting. So that's what I wear down there. Little Hack has one too. We have matching Mickey Mouse Jacksonville Jaguar shirts. We're Disney geeks. What do you expect? But I'm happy I wore it, because that Mickey Mouse Jacksonville Jaguar shirt that I wore to the Magic Kingdom really got a lot of attention. I had a lot of people in lines just walking about saying, hey, well, that's a cool Jaguar shirt, or not Jacksonville this, or Trevor Lawrence that, or whatever. I had a lot of people telling me, hey, man, Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter, Travis Hunter, Travis Hunter. And if they didn't know Travis Hunter's name, they said, oh, you guys drafted that guy that's going to play on both sides of the ball. Or you drafted the Heisman winner, right? You drafted the guy that's going to play all the time. And this was dozens of people that I talked to on primarily Thursday and Friday late last week. Almost across the board. No talk about 4-13 last year. No talk about losing 18 of their last 23 games. No talk about Doug Peterson being fired or Trent Baalke being fired or is Trevor Lawrence a disappointment? None of that. It was all Travis Hunter. Which got us thinking in the pre-show meeting, have the Jaguars ever drafted somebody on a national basis as popularly known as Travis Hunter? And of course, I'm younger than Denmark and Trent and a lot of guys I was talking to. So in my old age ignorance, I said, well, maybe Trevor Lawrence, maybe Leonard Fournette, Fred Taylor back in the day because of his Gator ties. Although I think Fred was more popular locally or regionally, probably not nationally, than Travis Hunter. I did admit that. But I said probably Trevor Lawrence or maybe Leonard Fournette. And I got looked at pretty wildly. In Denmark, I'll let you expand on this in a moment. I don't think guys like me, and I don't think a lot of people listening tonight that aren't in the TikTok, Instagram world know the popularity already of Travis Hunter before he takes one snap on an NFL field. We know him from the Heisman Trophy. I know him from playing both sides of the ball. I know him from being with Deion Sanders at Jackson State and at Colorado. And that's how a lot of you know him. And yes, that's how a lot of people know him. But Denmark, you have to teach me that it's way, way more than that when it comes to Travis Hunter.
Yeah, basically the easiest way to explain it is Trevor Lawrence and Leonard Fournette and Fred Taylor, those are football players. Travis Hunter is bigger than he's bigger outside of the sport of football. If you go to a bar right now and you bring up the players on the Jaguars, they know Trevor Lawrence and then Travis Hunter, and that's it. And I'm talking about male, female, people who watch football, don't watch football.
Any love for Brian Thomas Jr.?
The people that watch the game, yeah. But, if you're going to go up to a female, they're not going to know about Brian Thomas Jr. No.
Yeah. I think you're right. Look, because the people that I talked to in Orlando, men, women, old, young, teenagers, they all knew about Travis Hunter. And again, if they didn't know his name, they knew he was the guy that's going to play on both sides of the ball, or he was the guy that won the Heisman Trophy, or he's the guy on social media. And it was striking. It was to the point where I told my wife, I was like, wow, more people know this guy than I ever imagined knew this guy. And I got talked about Travis Hunter a lot by a lot of different people. So here's my overwhelming thought on all of this, to sum it all up. Again, Brian Sexton, Jaguars.com, joins us in less than 10 minutes. Will it work on the field when it comes to productivity, receptions, interceptions, touchdowns, passes defensed, wins, losses? Will Travis Hunter help the Jaguars in that regard? I hope so. You hope so. We all hope so. But we won't get clarity on that for 4 months minimum. And even then, it's going to take longer than that, years down the road, to see if he's worth the investment the Jaguars made to him. But I'm telling you that, 18 days since the draft? We've had one rookie minicamp where they were on the field in front of the public for 90 minutes. And I go down to Disney World a lot. I've never been asked about Trevor Lawrence or Brian Thomas Jr. or Joshua Hines-Allen or Trayvon Walker or Travis Etienne or anybody else combined. Never been asked as much about them as I was about Travis Hunter over these last 3 or 4 days down in Orlando. It was striking to me. So from that standpoint, whether you want to call it PR, national popularity, whatever you want to call it, 18 days after the trade, I think from that standpoint, Travis Hunter is already a good investment for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Ultimately, it comes down to wins and losses. Yes. And if they're not winning and if he's not performing, then this conversation will be drastically different in 5-6 months or 2 to 3 years. But 18 days after the draft, there's no more 4-13 talk, is there? There's no more, what did the Jaguars do in that 16 days they kept Trent Baalke? What a disaster. There's none of that, is there? You know what there is? There's Travis Hunter. And he has taken the forefront for this Jaguar franchise in a very, very short amount of time. He was at the forefront Saturday for rookie minicamp. My buddy Brian Sexton, Jaguars.com, was in attendance. Let's talk to Brian about Travis Hunter, about the trade, about what it says about Gladstone, Cohen, and Baselli to have the the guts to do that. And let's talk about the rest of the rookie class. Brian Sexton, Jaguars.com, joins me next on a Monday evening. Hacker After Dark, in for Blue, right here on 1010XL and on 92.5 FM.
The home of Jaguars fans.
We are Jaguars! We're too old to die, baby.
1010XL.
Is your backyard ready for the big leagues? Pick it here for Surfside Pools. Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, they have the home field advantage. Family owned and operated, offering weekly pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools make your backyard dreams a reality. Are you ready to float happy? Visit surfsidepools.net or call 904-246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, your hometown MVP.
License number CPC 044080.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
ET here, and Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find Scratch Kitchen that always comes in the clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar. Hit a home run for happy hour and ask your Twin Peaks girl about local specials on drafts, cocktail shots, and more. Come on, somebody.
1010XL is the home of Gator Nation and the Gator Bites podcast presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. I'm Hacker, and we keep you connected with the University of Florida all year long. Get Gator Bites where you find podcasts.
AC's broke, it ain't no joke. Call Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. FloridaHomeAC.com.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. With the weather starting to turn for the better, look ahead. Get that backyard ready for spring with a new screened-in enclosure. Maximize the space you have and make it great with Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. They truly are best in the business. If you have the space and the idea, give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Out here, you'll find a community of hardworking creators with loyal followers, along with proud moments worth sharing. And farm to table, well, that's just supper. And whether it's a raised garden bed, acres of land, or something for your animals, we've got all the supplies and are happy to share a little know-how.
Welcome to Tractor Supply. Into life out here. Buying a diamond, wedding band, or piece of fashion jewelry in Jacksonville? You have two choices. You can go to locally owned Beard's Diamonds, or you can go to one of those mega national chain jewelry stores. The national chains are pretty much all the same. In fact, did you know that some of them are owned by the same conglomerate? Yes, the same Wall Street company owns all the big names. So if you're looking for extreme value with genuine personal attention, come experience the Beard's Diamond difference. At Beard's, our diamonds come straight from the source. We hand select each one for maximum brilliance. We don't have to apply corporate markups and tack on salespeople commissions, so we beat the chains on price every single day. Beard's has the strongest warranties, not gotcha clauses and fine print. Beard's has all the top designers, including Tacori and Viraggio. Beard's doesn't have out-of-state regional managers calling about sales quotas. We are all local, family-owned with total freedom to do what's right for our customers. Beard's Diamonds, all the selection, quality, value, and service you want from local people, accountable only to you. Beard's in the St. John's Town Center.
New year, new club. This is Joe C., and I'm proud to be a member of Southampton. And with the popularity of golf, getting a tee time is tough. But with membership comes member privileges. Enjoy clubhouse dining, expanded practice area, focusing on all parts of your game. And right now, you can join with an annual commitment and get a $1,000 discount, plus $500 of Pro Shop credit. All the details are online at golfsouthampton.com or call 287-PLAY and make a tee time today at the Golf Club of Southampton.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Jacksonville, Hickens calling it. Checkmate Coatings, my MVP. Tough, slick floors that dominate any space.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line.
Hello.
Your floor's missing piece.
Back here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM in the city of Jacksonville. We are glad you are with us. Rookie minicamp for the Jacksonville Jaguars now in the rearview mirror. OTAs begin next week as this offseason continues churning right along. Let's talk about rookie minicamp. Let's certainly talk about Travis Hunter and the rest of the draft class with Brian Sexton, Jaguars.com. Always kind enough to join us here on 1010XL. Brian, how you doing?
I'm great, Ryan. How are you?
Hey, Brian, we're good, man. Thank you for the time. All right, first and foremost, rookie minicamp last Saturday. It was what it was. It was helmets, T-shirts, and shorts in mid-May, yet it was a sellout crowd at the Miller Electric Center. I think, Brian, that just goes to show you the level of excitement that this new regime, Travis Hunter, and the rest of the guys have brought to this fan base.
You know, listen, Ryan, the reason it was open was because of the excitement of Travis Hunter. The last time that they had it open like that for a rookie minicamp, you got to go back to the Blake Bortles year. And they filled it up for Blake Bortles. So it's not something they do very often, but they recognized that this was a rare opportunity with a superstar player. He's the biggest superstar that the Jaguars have ever had because of the nature of not just what he is as a multi-side of the ball, star, but because of the social media world we live in. I mean, you just look at the followers he has. The guy is a superstar. They recognize that, and they wanted a chance to connect this new era of Jaguars football with the newest players, and it was a really smart decision on their part.
Brian, I haven't spoke to you since the draft. The move to go up to number 2 to take Travis Hunter. I want to talk about James Gladstone in a moment, but the trade itself, biggest draft trade in the history of the Jaguar franchise, in your opinion?
Without question. Without question. There have been some trades, but when you look at one, like let's just go back to 2008 when the Jaguars traded Marcus Stroud to the Buffalo Bills for 3rd and 5th round picks, and they flipped those to go up into the top 10 and to grab Derek Harvey, the pass rusher from Florida. It doesn't even remotely compare. They go up to get Blaine Gabbert. It doesn't even remotely compare. At the time, it felt like it did because it was a quarterback. But when you give away the first-round pick next year, which the Jaguars had never done, to go up to grab a specific player that you believe is the best overall player in the draft, the best cornerback in the draft, the best receiver in the draft. Listen, I've never heard of that Triple Crown before, right? Best on offense, best on defense, best overall. In my years of covering this league, which has been most of my life, I've never seen it, never heard of it, probably never will again. So it was a substantive move. It was well thought out, as you now know, because Tony and James and Liam have both shared how it came to be. It is the biggest, boldest move in Jaguars history.
Brian Sexton, Jaguars.com. Brian, what does it say about Baselli, Cohen, and probably more so Gladstone that their first time at bat, literally the first draft pick they've ever made and being in their new roles here with the Jaguars, that they absolutely swung for the fence in a move like that?
Well, I mean, James Gladstone said it himself that they were not going to be daunted. They were not going to play cautiously, that when there was the chance to take a move, no matter how bold, they were willing to take it. And listen, when you have a coach like Doug Peterson and a general manager like Trent Baalke, forget their records, but just their age, right? They're in their mid to late 50s into their 60s. You're not going to be as bold as you are when you're 34 and 39, like Gladstone and Cohen are. Your window is much, much shorter. You're getting towards the end of your career. You're at the beginning with Gladstone and Cohen. So it just stands out that they thought, you know what? We're not going to be at number 5 again anytime soon if we do this right. There's not going to be another player like Travis Hunter because there hasn't been one ever, if not for at least 50, 60 years. Let's go ahead and do this. I like the courage that it takes and the understanding of the situation. And that's really what Baselli brings. He's the thread that will pull this all together. Not that Gladstone and Cohen aren't as smart and don't get it and aren't as courageous, but that there's Tony with all the credibility that he has in the marketplace and with the gold jacket that he's got. When he signs off, when he says, you guys are onto something, I love it, which is what he did, it brought a collective understanding of where they were at that particular moment in time. And I believed in it because of Baselli from the beginning. And now to hear Gladstone and to understand how Liam plays into it, they've got something, and it's special.
Yeah, I totally agree. I love the direction. Again, Brian Sexton, Jaguars.com. Brian, I don't think we really know how this is ultimately going to play out come September, but here we are in the middle portion of May. Your best guess, primarily offense for Travis Hunter, sprinkle in on defense, or do you think it's going to be more than sprinkling in? Do you think he's going to have a huge role as well on the defensive side of the ball?
People that I trust that know football tell me that he is an effortless receiver, that he's special as a receiver, that he has Hall of Fame traits as a receiver. So when you hear Liam Cohen talk about him primarily going to the offensive side early in his career, I don't think there's any reason to doubt him. And plus, this whole thing is predicated on Liam Cohen doing for Trevor Lawrence what he did for Baker Mayfield. And that is bringing him to a level of performance that we have not seen yet. And so that would just wholeheartedly indicate that he's going to go to the offensive side of the ball. I think that strategically there are places and situations and roles where you can put him in and get a lot from him. But, the difference between playing on Saturdays and playing on Sundays is you have to be on the practice field every single day to be your best. And my understanding is that at Colorado, so that he could play on Saturdays 100% of the snaps, he wasn't on the practice field every single day. That's not going to work on Sundays. He knows that. The Jaguars know that. So they're going to have to be very calculated and strategic with their plan. And I would say offense and some defense early on. Here's the other thing. Because he's such a special person, he's a 4.0 student, he's got a work ethic that allowed him to be able to play every snap at Colorado. He's going to have to go home and work when he leaves the Miller Electric Center if he's going to have any impact on defense. So the Jaguars knew when they got him that it was going to be a player who would make the decision to put in the extra effort that it would require. They've already talked about more meetings for him within the framework, right, of what they can do during the working day. But beyond those meetings, you've got to have a player who has the fortitude and the will to go home and do even more. And that's what Travis Hunter appears to be.
Yeah, my thought all along was, I mean, physically, obviously, the toll it'll take, but mentally, the classroom, the reps, to know the game plan for Grant Udinski and Liam Cohen's offense, but to also know the game plan for Anthony Campanile and what they want to do on defense week in and week out. We'll see what that's going to look like for Travis Hunter. But as you said, unbelievably smart kid, 4.0 student. If anybody can do it, a guy like Travis Hunter might be able to pull it off. Brian, rookie minicamp is what it is. It's helmets and shorts in the middle of May, but it's all we can go on. I think outside of Travis Hunter, a lot of people were certainly interested, if not excited, in what they saw out of West Virginia offensive lineman Wyatt Milam.
Listen, I spent most of my time on Saturday, and it was only an hour, watching him. The first thing that came to mind was that guy looks like an NFL offensive lineman. Not all of them do. He is a big, I mean, broad, long athlete. And you can't tell much before they get into more live action with pads on, but you can tell some things. Number one, he's a fluid athlete for such a big man. He really moves well. And he obviously played left tackle, which is the premier position on the offensive line. So you've got a guy who's not only big and strong and long, but he's athletic. The way that he attacked the bag, and then the way that he would go to the coach after every single snap, and I couldn't hear what he was saying, but I'm assuming, is that what you're looking for? Am I on to it? He was seeking the coaching to maximize the time that he had on the field. Listen, there's no reason why you don't just pencil him in. Make him a starter. He looks the part. They obviously drafted him in the third round, and that's where you find starters. I know there's a competition, and I understand that Ezra Cleveland's got $11 or $12 million in dead cap, and that he's a guy that the previous group had committed to. But I think I'm just guessing, okay? But I'd say he's going to be one of the two guards on opening day. No reason not to just plug him and play him.
Final moments, Brian Sexton, Jaguars.com. Brian, I was fortunate enough to catch up with a lot of the college coaches of these guys. I talked with John Summerall, the coach at Tulane, about Caleb Ransaw, and he told me a story where a week before he was drafted, Caleb was drafted on the Friday night of the draft. So 7 days prior, the previous Friday night, Caleb's at the football facility of Tulane working with incoming freshmen, right? He's not even going to be their teammate, but he was working with incoming freshmen at 7 o'clock on a Friday night in New Orleans, mind you, on footwork and helping these kids out. I spoke with Brent Pry, Virginia Tech, about Bashell Tootin and how much he loves football. Wyatt Milam, the same thing. We know about Travis Hunter. You know, we talk about the Jaguar DNA, and that's something that James Gladstone has made mention of. It seems to me very apparent, Brian, that one of the main criteria of intangibly rich Jaguar DNA, whatever verbiage you want to use, is they want to find guys who love football. And some fans out there will say, well, of course, everybody loves football that plays it. No, they don't. Brian Sexton's doing this a long time. I've done this a long time. Brian, you and I know that there are some guys that might like football, and there are some guys that might do it for a job only. The Jaguars want to find guys that love football, and I think they've accomplished that.
Listen, football hurts, right? I mean, it is a game that extracts a physical and mental toll on you over time. If you like it, you won't be the best player at your position. You won't be in the league all that long, to be honest with you. You must love it. You must love it, that it's hard, that it makes you uncomfortable, that it challenges you, that it takes big chunks of your year off the calendar, right? You're probably not going to be home for Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's. You're going to be working on Labor Day when everyone else is at the lake. You have to love football. And look, everyone wants that. But some people just like the idea of football, of the money, of the fame, of what comes from being a part of the National Football League. So finding guys like this who love football is really valuable for two reasons. One, they love football. It gives you a good chance to be a great player. Two, it builds your culture, and that's what they're seeking.
Brian, as we wrap up, OTAs begin next week. We're chugging right along this offseason. The veteran minicamp is a month from now. Biggest question that you have about this roster going into OTAs?
Will Mason Smith take a big step forward? The Jaguars did some things in undrafted free agency to bring some bigger bodies in, but they didn't draft for it. The board just didn't fall that way. So you've got Mason Smith, who I think can be intangibly rich. I mean, this is a kid that I enjoyed talking to last year. I think he's got a lot of it. Whether he meets the Jags DNA or not, I don't know. But he's a guy who was the number one overall recruit. Had he not torn his ACL, he would have been on the trajectory of a Chris Jones, right? Of the kid in Tennessee, the defensive lineman,
Jeffrey Simmons.
Yeah, Jeffrey Simmons. I mean, physically, he was in that category. Those two guys are obviously dominant. Can Mason Smith take that next step? Is he working his ass off right now? Does he understand the potential that's there? If he does that, then the Jaguars have a major question answered, and they can go about working their scheme the way they want it to. I think he's a linchpin to the defensive front because he's so big and so talented, and as a second-round pick is so important to get the value from that. You don't want to miss on this kid. Mother was a doctor. Father was an oil field worker. The kid's got a work ethic. Apparently, he figured some things out from the start of training camp to the middle of last season, and he finished last season really strong. For as much as we're going to talk about Travis Hunter and Caleb Ransaw and Wyatt Milam and all these guys, Mason Smith is a big storyline from my perspective.
Yeah, there's absolutely no doubt. Like you said, the Jaguars did not draft anybody on that interior D-line, so they must like Mason Smith, Jordan Jefferson, obviously Eric Armstead. We'll see what they can get from the likes of Devon Hamilton, Tyler Lacey as well. Brian Sexton, Jaguars.com. Brian, I think every Jaguar fan is counting down the days till the next episode of The Hunt on Jaguars.com. What else can people look forward to on the website in the coming days and weeks?
Well, we're full swing with all of our digital shows, Jags AM, Happy Hour. We'll have coverage of all the OTAs and obviously the mini camp. And then we'll wrap things up in mid-June until training camp. But here's the one thing, and people have already seen it. They've seen a level of transparency. They've seen a level of access that our cameras have had. There's a level of trust between Tony Baselli and the production department that we have because Baselli was a part of it for a long time. So I think that portends to a very exciting season for the hunt ahead and a lot of the things that we do in Jaguars broadcasting. I'm very excited about what the next 6 months will look like from a coverage map.
Brian Sexton, Jaguars.com. Brian, I know you're busy. Thank you for taking time out. I'll see you next Monday down there at OTAs.
Looking forward to it, Ryan.
I did not see this one coming.
Radio play-by-play is like stepping in a theater in your mind.
As good as it gets.
1010XL, Jacksonville's home for play-by-play.
Attention poker enthusiasts, get ready for unbeatable action at Best Bet with locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine. Dive into the excitement with $500 high hands every Friday and $1,000 high hands every Saturday. And save the dates for May's table game giveaways. $300 every 20 minutes on select Fridays and Saturdays. Want in on the action? Visit bestbetjacks.com for all the details. That's bestbetjacks.com.
4 guys, want a golf course fairway quality lawn? Topdressing.com just landed in Jacksonville with the golf course secret for St. Augustine grass homeowners. A patented process that aerates and turns your turf into a fairway stunner. Serious golf course technology, but in your yard. Less water, tighter cuts, total neighborhood domination. No one else scores a perfect 10 lawn. Hit topdressing.com now. You will own the block. Top dress your yard like the pros with topdressing.com.
Homeowners, storms don't wait, so why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contracting. Save 15% on roof replacements and repairs now through May 31st. Financing is available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting, protecting your home, building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com.
Say goodbye to glasses and contacts with customized vision treatments at Bowden Eye & Associates. Hey, Hicken here. Dr. Bowden and his expert team bring you all the latest options like Evo implantable Caliber lenses, refractive lens exchange, or traditional LASIK. Tailored just for you. Imagine waking up to clear vision. No hassle, no fuss. You ready to see the difference? Call now or visit BowdenEye.com for a free screening. Bowden Eye & Associates, keeping the first coast focused.
The rumors and trades.
That is the game within the game.
The decisions and deadlines.
Our work is not done now.
The off-season overflows with surprising storylines.
I'm all ears.
Let AA Automotive and 1010XL guide you through the off-season.
It's Work Zone Awareness Week, Florida. Every year, lives are lost in work zones because of speeding and distractions. When you see orange cones, remember, slow down, follow the signs, and stay focused. Workers are counting on you to get home safely, and so are their families. Let's work together to prevent crashes and save lives. A safety reminder from the Florida Department of Transportation. Slow your roll. Safety's the goal.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
And welcome back to another episode of Potty Talk with our current champion. So what's your secret to your perfect plumbing proficiency?
It's simple, really. Roland Reach Plumbing is always the right answer.
Roland Reach Plumbing, 260-7059.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been a staple in Jacksonville going all the way back to 1985. At John's Auto, they service all makes, all models, cars, trucks, diesel, you name it, they do it. Whether it's routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul. Call John's Auto on Arlington Road. That's 904-743-3857 or go to johnsautomotivejacks.com.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too. From Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville. Hacker After Dark on 1010XL.
Yes, it is. We're in for Ballou all week. 1010XL at 92.5 FM. Jamal St. Cyr, Channel 4, talking Jaguar rookie minicamp, Travis Hunter, and more comes up at the top of the 7 o'clock hour. I want to get into some college talk in a moment. Quickly back into the NFL. I don't know if they're already having buyer's remorse in Cleveland. I would tend to doubt it because all the Shedeur Sanders hoopla. But apparently, the most interesting thing that happened at Cleveland Browns rookie minicamp over the weekend was Mason Graham blowing grits there during warm-ups on Saturday of rookie minicamp. Look, I'm not going to begrudge the guy for blowing chunks when he's, out in the heat and football helmet and working out and stuff. Keep in mind, there are no pads. But Denmark, I would have to think that if the Jaguars drafted Mason Graham and he goes out to rookie minicamp at the Miller Electric Center, and the most interesting thing we're talking about from a top 5 pick is the fact that he puked at rookie minicamp, that might be a tad bit concerning. So maybe I do understand the Cleveland Browns fans' thought process. I'm not willing to say the guy's a bust because he vomited all over the place during rookie minicamp, but nevertheless, when that's the most interesting thing that happens to your 5th overall pick, that might be a tad bit concerning.
Yeah, especially when, you're expected... we talk draft, and for 3 months you expect to get Travis Hunter, and then, you don't get him, and you get Mason Graham. And had he come here and that happened, it would be he is the next Taven Bryan, Derek Harvey, or fill in the blank.
Oh, yeah.
So that's not something you want to say on your first day of work to the public.
No, there's no doubt. No doubt. Speaking of Cleveland, former Jaguar Rayshawn Jenkins finds a home. Always liked Rayshawn Jenkins. It didn't work out here for him the final year he was here. Of course, Rayshawn Jenkins had 2 of the bigger plays that you'll ever see for the Jaguar defense. Rayshawn Jenkins had the pick 6 in overtime to beat the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott. Remember that? 40-34. And then Rayshawn Jenkins in what was essentially the AFC South championship game in 2022 strip sack Josh Dobbs, where Hines Allen picked it up and ran it in for the game-clinching touchdown. So Rayshawn Jenkins will live in Jaguar lore forever for those 2 plays. He finds a home today. He was with Seattle the last couple of years. He does sign with the Cleveland Browns earlier today. So good for Rayshawn. Again, he was always good to us in the media, and happy that he's now employed again in the National Football League with the Cleveland Browns. So, look, the bottom line is I'm happy the Jaguars got Travis Hunter. I know some Cleveland fans are upset they don't have Travis Hunter. I'd much rather be on this side of it than the other side, but we'll see. And what's entertaining to me, and this happens every year, and I don't necessarily know if it bothers me so much anymore as it just does annoy me, or I want to point it out to you, that if you went on social media either last weekend or this weekend, and anything about any rookie minicamp, I don't care if it was the Titans, the Bengals, the Browns, you name it, any Falcons, any rookie minicamp out there, including Jacksonville, mind you. I'm not going to throw stones in a glass house. Jacksonville is included. Denmark, all of these rookies are going to the Hall of Fame, man. They're all going to Canton.
Well, and they're all going to play great in the preseason, and we're all going to say how great they are. Just like last year. Remember Caleb Williams and Jane Daniels and
everybody. Quarterback had unbelievable zip on the ball. Every drafted wide receiver rounds 1 through 7 is going to be the missing piece. Every offensive lineman had good hand placement. All the defensive linemen that were drafted showed explosive burst off the edge. We got just football scientists out of these rookie minicamps just breaking down pinky toes and index fingers and how great these rookies are. It was really nice to see that all 260 draft picks for all 32 teams were going to be one day enshrined into Canton, Ohio at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. That was
besides
refreshing.
Mason Graham.
Besides Mason Graham, who blew chunks, yeah. Yes. The other 259, besides the guy that puked in Cleveland. That's a good point. But, yeah, just pump the brakes, everybody. I know it's May. I know we're all excited, including us here in Jacksonville, but I'm speaking primarily to my Titan brethren in Nashville. I get such a kick out of those guys. And I have friends in the Nashville media, and I have them on here from time to time. There is no media in this country that wants their team to win as badly as Tennessee Titan media. It is frankly incredible.
You're just saying that because you follow them more than anybody.
Well, I got buddies that work up there, and I tell them when I have them on, I'm like, you guys, I have never seen people get more excited for a 7-yard button hook by Xavier Restrepo than I saw Tennessee Titan media get this week. I mean, Cam Ward hit Restrepo for a 7-yard button hook against air. There was no defense, and there was terrific ball placement and great hands. This is going to be a combo that was missing here in Nashville, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, man. Just wait till August or September. As I say this time of year, and I will continue saying it in June and July, you probably get tired of me saying it, but it's kind of my mantra the entire summer. These 3 months, really these 4 months, May, June, July, August, these are the months of hope. In all 32 NFL markets, hope springs eternal, right? This is our year. Until inevitably, September happens, and reality smacks you right dab in the face. And for the Jaguars, go back to last year. Get reality in September? Yeah, you did. We had a lot of hope here in August. I was guilty of that. Guilty as charged. That nice little 0-4 mark in September, that was reality hitting us pretty quick. And that'll happen again this year. Hopefully not in Jacksonville, but everybody's hopeful now until reality happens in September. Quickly to the world of college ball before we get back on the Jaguars and the NFL. We talk about the summer months being the months of hope. Boy, the closer we get to the season and out of spring football, the more love I hear being heaped upon the Florida Gators and Billy Napier. Look, I think Florida is going to be good. I don't think they're going to be great. I would doubt they're going to contend for a playoff. But I saw one of the guys that I respect in the business, Josh Pate. I reached out to Josh today. He's going to have a sit-down with Billy Napier, I believe, tomorrow, and we're going to have him on later in the week here on Hacker After Dark. I think Josh does a terrific job, and he's just the latest one. He had Florida number 9 nationally in his post-spring ranking. Number 9 nationally. This is a team that lost 5 games last year. This was a team that was at one point 4-5, and people thought Billy Napier would be gone any second. And then they have gigantic wins over Ole Miss and LSU. They beat their rival in Florida State. They win a bowl game over Tulane. They finish 8-5. And now a lot of people are talking about Florida as a dark horse. And Denmark, you're a Gator alum. You got the orange and blue blood pumping through your veins. I have been called a Gator homer by many people. I've been called a lot worse things than a Gator homer that I can't say on the radio by Florida State and Georgia fans over the years. I like to call myself an objective broadcast journalist. And because I am so objective, I'm just not drinking the orange and blue Kool-Aid right now. I think, again, it's probably an 8, maybe a 9-win team, maybe. I think that schedule's brutal, man. I'm thinking 9-4, maybe 8-5. Am I wrong here? I mean, are the people that are picking Florida, top 10, top 15 preseason, what are they seeing that I'm not?
DJ Lagway. Because
you're at LSU, you're at Miami, you're home Texas, and you're at Texas A&M. To me, I would take 2-2 in that stretch, and I would head for the hills. If you give me 2-2 in those 4, I would take that and I would run. And then you might be able to still lose to Georgia if you win the rest, get to 9-3, and maybe have an outside shot at the playoff. I think that is the top tier, the ceiling for this Gator team. Quickly to Lagway. I know we got to go hurry here, but for devil's, for the sake of the argument, right, to be a devil's advocate here, if I were to ask most Gator fans what DJ Lagway's stats were last year, I think they'd be shocked. And again, maybe I'm too much of a fantasy nerd, and I know he split time with Graham Mertz for a majority of the first half of the year, and then he played hurt towards the end of the year, but DJ Lagway last year completed 60% of his passes. That's not good. Had 12 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. Again, freshman, year one, I get it. But for a lot of praise being thrown on a guy coming into year two, Denmark, 60% completion, 12 touchdowns, 9 picks.
Yeah, you could do that. And I could say I was at the Ole Miss game and I saw the LSU game. And if he stayed in that game against Georgia, they probably beat them.
He was bad in that game against Georgia before he got hurt. Look at his numbers
they
before
had
he got
the lead,
hurt.
but, it was – you just look at those 3 games and how they ended the month of November, and that's what people are seeing and thinking that he's going to do from what he did the month of November and going to carry that into the season.
That's fair. That's fair. That's a fair argument. I do think that he was very good towards the end of the year. But I do think most Gator fans would be surprised when you tell them 12 touchdowns, 9 picks, 60% completion percentage last year. We'll see. But a lot of praise being put on the Gators as we come out of the spring and get ready for summer camp. Back into the NFL, back into the Jacksonville Jaguars. We're at halftime. Hacker After Dark in for Baloo. 1 hour down, 1 hour to go. We will take you up until 8 o'clock tonight. Coming up next, my buddy Jamal St. Cyr of Channel 4 was at a Jaguar rookie minicamp. He caught up with a lot of the Jaguar rookies as well. We'll talk Travis Hunter. We'll talk Jaguar outlook. We'll talk about the draft class and more. Jamal St. Cyr of Channel 4 next, right here on Hacker After Dark.
Fun and games.
Just say game on and let us play.
Because games are fun. There's 1010XL.
Rotator cuff injuries are common among athletes and those who have physically demanding careers. Don't let this injury keep you away from the sport you love. Dr. George Barry here, and the first thing you need to do with a serious shoulder injury